Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Alison, the online piano and the online violin tutor. In today's video I'm going to be doing a comparison between two of the Fiddlerman violins. I've already done individual reviews of both these violins, so if you want to check those out first, head underneath this video and you'll see links to those video reviews underneath there. I'm going to be reviewing all 6 of the Fiddlerman violins as well as doing 3 comparison videos to go with that. So the 2 violins I'm going to be comparing are these 2, and this one is the OB1. This is the Fiddlerman's entry-level violins. This is the first one he has in his series, and this is priced at $299. And I'm going to be comparing that with this one, which is the second of the Fiddlerman violins, and this is the Fiddlerman Apprentice, and this is priced at $349 US. So with the technical specifications of these, I've gone into a little bit more details in the individual review of each of these, but I mean, all of the Fiddlerman violins are playable out of the box, so both of these come playable out of the box. All you'll have to do is sort of give them both a little bit of a tune up, and you'll have to rosin the bows, which is something that you'd have to do anyway. But other than that, they both come playable out of the box. Comparing the violin bows that you get on each of them, they seem to be exactly the same. Both these violins come with a Desbiar bridge, which is a very good quality bridge. They both come with 4 fine tuners, but each of them does have different strings on. So both of these have a carbon tailpiece with 4 fine tuners, and with the strings on them, the OB1 has D'Addario Prelude strings, which are very good strings, and the Apprentice has the Fiddlerman's own brand of strings. The peg boxes are very comparable to both of them. When I did the individual reviews, the peg boxes were great. There was no problem with those, with that, and they've both got a 2-piece back. As I said in the other videos, it really doesn't matter whether you've got a 1 or a 2-piece back. There's no scientific evidence to support whether a 1 or a 2-piece back is any better or worse than the other. The string action is very good on both of them as well, so there isn't really much I can say about that. They're both very, very comparable. Just actually looking at these in a little bit more detail, they both pretty well look the same. It would be very difficult to tell the 2 violins apart. If you can sort of see there, the wood looks very comparable at least. So from kind of a looks standpoint, they both pretty much look the same. Okay, demonstration time. So as I've said with all the other videos, I have not done anything to each of the violins. I've just simply got them out of the box, tuned them up, added rosin to the bow, and with the recordings, I have done nothing to the recordings as well. What you hear on the recording is exactly what is going to be coming out of this violin. I'm just going to be playing 1 short piece for each of these today, just so you can hear them side by side. If you want to hear a more in-depth recording of these or a more in-depth performance of these, go to the individual review. So those will be linked directly underneath this video for each violin as well. So my thoughts and opinions are that both of these are very nice to play. They both feel very nice to play. They both feel around about the same kind of weight as well. I would probably say that the Apprentice has a slightly smoother feel to it. The OB1 is very smooth to play as well, but I would just say the Apprentice is the next one up from the OB1. So I would say the Apprentice is just that little bit smoother to play, and I think a lot of that probably has to do with the strings. They're very similar. I think there's much of a muchness. I think that The Apprentice is probably slightly better in tone again than the OB1 because it is that next step up from this. The OB1 is a very nice tone as well. It just depends on personal preference. It depends on what you're looking for in a violin. It depends on your budget, you know, all those kind of factors. If you want to spend a little bit more on the violin and you want to have something that maybe will last you a little bit longer, then you'll probably be looking at the Apprentice. If you just want an entry-level violin to get you going with the violin, but you don't want to buy something that's really terrible out of the box, then I think the OB1 would be great to go with because it is a little bit cheaper, but it's also still a very, very good quality beginner violin with all the good things that you need about it. The good peg setup, the good quality D'Addario strings, the Albert bridge, everything is nicely set up on both of these. Although both of these are very similar in tone, there are a few differences in tone. So if you prefer something a little bit perhaps richer and deeper, then I think you're probably going to be looking for the OB1. If you prefer something a little bit brighter, then I think you're going to like the Apprentice a little bit more. So again, even though they're quite similar to each other, this one is probably a little bit darker, deeper and more velvety sounding. This one I think is probably more towards the brighter sounding sort of violin. So again, it's personal preference as to which one you like the sound of. Who are these for? I think these are probably both aimed at the same sort of people. I think that these will be aimed at beginners, people who have never played the violin before, so perhaps this is your first violin, so this would be ideal for you because both of them are very nice. It just depends on your personal preference as to which one you would choose to go for. I think this would also be great for students studying at school as well, or if you were playing as part of an orchestra or any other type of ensemble. Lastly, if you are looking to play the violin and you're not quite sure where to start in terms of lessons, then why not try my violin video lesson course? I have 20 video lessons that come complete with free PDFs that you can print out, and also they come with tutorial books and songbooks. I'll have the information to those coming up above me, and I'll have them linked directly underneath as well as to where you can have a look at those videos. But those lessons will teach you from complete beginner, so it doesn't matter whether you don't know anything about the violin or anything about music at all, that's fine. Those video lessons will teach you everything you need to know along with reading music. So thank you very much for watching. I hope this video has been helpful to you. Don't forget that you can watch the individual reviews of both these violins I've been talking about today and all the other violin video reviews that I've done of the Fiddlerman series, and I'll have everything linked below this video. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.